Hello, I'm Dave Speakman. Today I'm just going to talk about this little Pocket 3 camera that I've bought. I've bought this camera for doing my vlog for the studio that I run in Middlewich, Cheshire. And I decided that I wanted to do some little vlogs about the studio, about what goes on here, what sort of work that I do normally, and just talking about different processes that I use. I was using one of the big cameras that I have, which is an EOS R. It's not that big, but just like a normal SLR, well, it's mirrorless camera, and I was finding it a little bit heavy. I was struggling with it a little bit, and I'd seen this Osmo Pocket 3 and it looked ideal really for it, so I wondered whether this is actually going to be the perfect camera for a musician to use for their own self-promotion as well. So I've tested it in a few scenarios and used it for doing the vlogs. I'll link one of the vlogs here when they're up. It's awesome, basically. Like, you know, I have to say it is really good. It comes with the little mic as well. Where's that? If you buy the Creator combo, it comes with this little mic as well, the sort of wireless mic. I think it's called the Mic 2. And that's been really cool as well. And it comes in this little carry pouch with like this battery grip and a little tripod and stuff. I'm sure, you know, if you're looking at the camera, I'm sure you've seen all the reviews that say what it comes with. I just thought I'd give you like a real world view of what it's actually been like using it here at the studio. So one of the main things that I've enjoyed with this camera is this active track thing, where when you switch it on, you can triple tap and then it will actually just follow my ugly mug around. And why this has been really great for the vlog is that, you know, like now I'm sort of occasionally having to look at that screen just to look at me framing and stuff. And when I'm doing a session here, I've not really got time to think about the framing of things like that. I'm too busy doing the work. And this is putting me bang in the middle of the frame all the time. It's been pretty good. I've also set it down on the piano a couple of times whilst I've been doing some setup stuff and had it following me around. I've got some footage of that, comparing that to the Action 3, the DJI Action 3, and seeing which of those might be better. I mean, I think ultimately, you know, it's horses for courses really, whichever one suits the situation. There's definitely some stuff where an Action 3 would be better to have. This is ace for doing the vlog thing. You get the little, it's in here, thing. I think it's 20mm, the lens normally. This takes it out to 15, I think. That's useful as well. It doesn't fold away with that though. And being able to just plonk it down and fast charge it as well. If you've got it needs to be 30 watt or plus USB-C charger, it will fast charge so you can charge it on the go. This has run out on sessions and I've had to charge it. The little mic thing, I have more or less been able to just keep that on the whole day. I've not even switched it off in between sort of vlog bits, because when I was switching it off, I kept forgetting to switch it back on again, which was a bit irritating really. So, you know, and I'd end up being, oh, bloody hell, I have to do that bit again. Charging this, I think it charges back up to 80% battery in under 20 minutes. I'm just going to show you what it's like in the real world using it. There are places where it loses the tracking. There are some things where for certain gigs, if you wanted it and you was going to mount it on a microphone stand and you were going to mount it on a microphone stand, it'd follow you around, you know. It's just as to whether you can be as far away from it as you need to be, and I'll show you more of that on the video. I've done some walking around outside with it as well to show you that. I think ultimately to use it outside you'd have to get some ND filters. I've not ordered any yet, but I will be doing in the next week or so. Summary really, it's an awesome little camera. If you're using it for vlogging, like a little travel vlog, holiday vlog, something like that, you get some ND filters. This and a drone would be all you'd need to do your vlog, really. Little travel pack's pretty cool. A little bit annoying that when you put it in the case, in this little case, you struggle to get it in this bag that comes with it. The little bag that comes with it's pretty cool. It'd be nice, I'll probably end up buying an extra battery pack for it, this thing here, but you can actually just plug it into It's USB-C, so you could plug it into a power bank easy enough and just recharge it with that. And obviously at the studio here, there's no shortage of plug sockets. Just plug it into a USB charger and it charges up again. It'll also run, you can record whilst it's on the USB charger, so that's really cool as well. If you're interested in what I'm doing with the vlogs and stuff and following the studio, please do subscribe to the channel. That would really help me out, and give the video a like if you found this useful. It really helps the channel to grow and helps me to know what sort of content people want. So I've just brought the Osmo out for a little, we're just going to an open mic, going for a quick beer. So just sort of see what it's like in a low light thing. Just gonna have a drink and play a couple of tunes. One of my mates has got his Osmo, what is it? Action 3 thing with it. Action 4, is it? Yeah. All right. Action 4 with him as well, so we'll see what that looks like in comparison. I've not brought the wireless mic for this as well. I just thought, you know, the good thing about it is that you can just grab and go with it, really. Oh, it's really dark here. I wonder what this looks like. Right, yeah. Well, let's see what it's like at this open mic. We've not been to this one before. So I've just come to my recording studio. I just need to set up some drums for a session tomorrow. I just thought I'd get it done today whilst I've got a little bit of spare time. We're shooting with the Pocket 3 and the Action 4 just to get some comparison footage between the two. I've got this in active track, so this is going to track me, but obviously the Action 4 is just fixed, so it's just seeing which one works better for a scenario like this. I guess you'll see. In my eyes, if something inspires you to be more creative and you sort of get good use out of it, then it's worth getting. I spend quite a bit of money on gear for the studio, and to be honest with you, sometimes I don't always feel that happy with the acquisitions that I've made. I have no regrets buying this. There's a few little annoying things about it, same as there is with anything that you buy, but all in all, it's been really good. So during the course of the vlogs that I've been making for the studio, one of the things that I've done with it quite often is I've just set it down somewhere on this little tripod that it comes with. So I've set it down on the piano and I've just had it following me around the room. Sometimes it loses me, particularly if I turn my back to it for too long, or if I go off upstairs, when I come back down, it doesn't track me again. It hasn't tracked me. There's some other great things that you can use it for as well. It also works as a webcam, so you can plug it in and use it on your Zoom calls and it'll track you as well, and you can move it down to your hand, you know, so if you're doing some online teaching, something like that, teaching guitar, I think it's going to be really good for that. I'm going to try that in a minute. So I've actually got a student coming in a minute online for a lesson. He normally comes in person, but he can't make it this week for one reason or another. So I thought I might try this Pocket with Zoom and see if it works. So this is the first time I'm trying it. So I've got a USB-C cable there anyway. Let's see if it works. So I guess if I plug that in there, let's see what it says. Alright, so if I press webcam there, it says it's preparing webcam. It says it's on 30 frames a second. Okay. Right, so if I open Zoom, let's see if it turns up. So I know I can, yeah, so I can use the active track within that. So let's just start a blank meeting for now. Right, so at the moment it's on the normal one that I use, which is this Logitech camera. You can see that, can you, on the screen maybe? I don't know. Right, and then the video, Oh yeah, Osmo Pocket 3. Yeah, it comes up. Oh. Yeah, so that works. So you can see, yeah, I'll put it on the screen. Not going to get an infinite loop here, are we? Yeah, so it does follow me around. So if I was teaching somebody in the studio how to do something, I come over to this gear here. You could maybe, you know, you can then triple tap and it flips round. So I suppose I could do some stuff on the console, show them how to do that. Hey, if anyone wants an online lesson on studio stuff, I can do it. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. To be honest, I've tried using this before, my EOS R, which has been all right. You know what? I'm talking to this camera now, thinking it's on, and it's not. It's this one here, isn't it? Right, let's flip this round. Idiot. I've tried using the EOS R quite a few times for lessons, and I did do that for a while. I was flipping between a couple of different cameras, and to be honest with you, a lot of the time I just found it was more hassle than it was worth. But I wonder whether this will be all right. I'm going to try this now in Steve's lesson now. Later this year when we go away, I think I'm going to take this with me rather than my big camera. Quite often I'll take my cameras on holiday, and you end up just not taking them anywhere with you because it's too heavy. You can't be bothered lugging it around everywhere. The great thing with this is it's always in your pocket, and the footage is loads better than that I've got off my phone. My phone's pretty good as well. It's like an iPhone, I don't know what it is. It's like a 12 or something like that. One of the ones with 3 cameras on it. So is that a Pro? But it's not the newest one. Maybe I should buy a new phone, who knows? But I think the footage off this is much better. It looks much more cinematic. I'm able to, you know, use 25 frames per second, put the shutter speed to 50 frame, set the shutter speed to 50, and just get that sort of cinematic look that I'm after in my videos. I really enjoy that. I know some people like the high frame rate stuff, but it's not for me. So it can do the high frame rate stuff as well. It can also do like all the slow-mo stuff or what have you. I've not used it for that because it's not really what I'm trying to do. To say that, I probably will use it at some point, maybe if I'm trying to get like some B-roll of a certain thing, you know, if I'm doing a review of something else, maybe it'd be cool to get some like B-roll. You can pan around, you know, lock it on the thing and pan it around. It should look pretty ace, to be fair. Annoying things about it, the way that this clips in was a bit rubbish. You've probably seen that on other reviews. It's okay though, to be fair. It is a bit plasticky on a whole, you know, you wonder, will this end up breaking eventually? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, if you chuck anything around it, you know, I mean, I've got loads of expensive microphones here. If you chuck them around, they're going to break, you know. So the argument that, you know, if you mistreat something, is it going to break? Well, yeah, it is. So, I mean, it does need treating accordingly. Saying that, I did a shot the other week, and I did a vlog about this the other day. And I'd been using this for the last couple of weeks, just like messing around with it and stuff. And then I did a filming session using my Ronin with a bigger camera on it. And I'd forgotten just how heavy it is. And, you know, you get to the end of the day and, you know, I mean, I'm not weak, but I'm not saying I'm strong or nothing, but like, I'm not weak. And it was so heavy carrying that Ronin. And sometimes, you know, like the shots maybe aren't as good as you get with this. So the image overall is a little bit better on the mirrorless. You know, they're full frame cameras, so they let a lot of light in. But ultimately, maybe this is the way that it's going to go. And I've been wondering for the studio, for the filming stuff that we do, if I plonk this on a mic stand and I have it tracking the singer and it's going to keep them perfectly in frame. You know, if I move now, obviously this camera doesn't move with me. But if I move with this, it just follows me. And it just gives that little bit of movement to the shot that makes that shot look a little bit less boring. So I could see, you know, I mean, maybe it won't be the Pocket 3, maybe it'll be the Pocket 5 that'll take off, you know, if you get like variable aperture. The aperture's fixed on this. I think it's 2.0 as far as I'm aware. So you do get that sort of bokeh, you do get that sort of blurred out background with it. Not mega blurred out, but it'd be amazing if you could get the aperture open a little bit further, but also be able to stop it down a bit to get a plain field of view, you know, so that there's no bokeh in the background. That, you know, more similar to what the Action 3 looks like, to be fair. The Action 3 is a great camera, actually. I've been messing around with my mate Darren's one. It's great. I've been wondering about getting one of them and plonking it on this beam here just to get general footage of the sessions, you know. A lot of clients these days, you know, they do want the sort of polished videos that look really great, which obviously I can do. But at the same time, a lot of them, they just want content. They need more and more content. So even if I can just give them a thing at the session and they can go through it and just pick, maybe it's just like a really funny moment in the session where everyone was having a bit of a laugh, that might make better content really than anything else, you know. So we're just testing the Pocket 3 out on a little walk. Just gonna walk along now, obviously. I'll put the active track on so that that'll just keep me in the frame, hopefully, without me having to think about it too much. I've got the wireless mic 2 on as well. Hopefully that sounds okay. Who knows? You know, I don't know. But you do, because you're watching it. I've had to put it in like non-manual exposure, in like auto exposure, because with the shutter speed at 50, it was blowing the sky out and it just looked awful. So probably need to get an ND filter at some point. Darren's just here testing his Action 4.
Yeah.
So we're seeing kind of which is best. I think we've both come to the conclusion that you probably need both of them to achieve all sorts cinematically, but I think for what I do, this is probably best, and for what Darren does, his is probably best. So, yeah, cool. If I triple tap. So we're just walking around just the fields outside Middlewich where we live. It's quite easy to get here. It's quite a nice little place.
Oh. Interesting to see how stable that bit was.
Just nearly fell over. And I've got it set so that the active track comes back on as soon as I put it in selfie mode, which means, again, that I don't really have to think about framing myself in the image. Now, when I was doing my vlog of the recording session that I did yesterday, that was really useful. It just meant that I could get on with my work, really, without thinking too much about documenting the work that I was doing. So just popped into my studio, which is just around the corner from where we've just been out on that little walk, just to set some drums up. Going to set up the Action 4 and the Pocket 3 at the same time and just see what the footage looks like between the two of them for something like this. Good. One thing to note is that I occasionally forget to turn on this little mic. It's a shame that when you turn the camera on that it doesn't turn the mic on as well. Maybe that's something that they'll sort in a firmware update. I know that I'm just not used to doing it. When I turn my camera on, my big camera upstairs, when I turn that on, it does turn the mic that sits on top of it on automatically. That'd be cool if it did that, because there's been a couple of times where I've sort of recorded something and then gone, oh shit, and had to record it again. Cool. Just going to get some quick footage to see if it can follow the Darren's hand as he plays a little bit of piano. I've not set any mics up on the piano, so it's just tracking the camera, not recording the piano as well. There's some other cool shots that you can get as well if you can convince your wife or whatever to come and do some footage. Let me just, I'll turn a couple of lights on. Again, I'm not going to, I can't be bothered setting loads of stuff up, but we'll turn a couple of lights on and we'll put some lights on Daz and I'll just show you some panning shots around the piano. So I've set up a couple of little lights. I've just set up these LED lights very quickly, just on Daz. So it's more like what you would perhaps get on a gig. Again, I've not I'm not recording the piano for this, it's just to get this shot really, to see how it looks.
Hand shot or?
Well, yeah, just play a bit. So it's actually quite dark in here. It's really dark in here, isn't it? So, you know, let's see. It'd be interesting to see what it looked like in the low light like that and see how usable that was. I'd say that is a lot dimmer than any situation I would ever gig in. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, the other great thing with it is say if you put it, you could mount this on a microphone stand pretty easily. And then if you were singing on a gig, you can get some footage of you like this, la la la, oh yeah. And you don't have to think about the framing because it's got you all the time, so you can concentrate on the job that you're doing. Whereas any time I've ever set my phone up or my GoPro or whatever to try and get some footage on a gig, I end up looking at the thing as to where I am instead of concentrating on the job that I'm supposed to be doing. And then the footage that I get isn't, you know, my mind's on two things, whereas I think with this, your mind would be more on the job and you could just record. Yeah, set and forget. Yeah, absolutely does, yeah. Yeah, cool. See, and you know, I can even like, not that I would ever run this fast on a gig, but it does track. It tracks really well. And again, I mean, I think this is loads duller than it would be on a gig. I suppose the only thing is if you was just doing like some smallish gigs in like a pub or whatever, I guess you might be more backlit. I'll tell you what, I can set that up quickly enough. That'll only take a second. I'm about, what, 2 foot away from the camera. So this is about 3 foot away from the camera, like a metre in new money. You can see, I suppose my guitar isn't quite in the frame at the moment. I've got it on the face tracking, so I guess I'd have to be quite far back to get the good footage. But if I was moving around with my guitar, yeah, I mean, it looks quite cool. I've not plugged my guitar in, obviously, I'm just messing around. But it's just about seeing what footage you can get, really. I mean, this is quite a typical scenario, really. I mean, I'm using the lights that we've got in the studio, but loads of function gigs and stuff, you end up with it being backlit, and it's always purple for some reason at whatever wedding or function you're doing. It's either purple or blue. So it gives you a little bit of a thing. Me looking on the thing, this looks, the Pocket 3 looks better exposed, but then this Action seems to have more of the frame. So, I mean, I guess if you were wanting to film your band in total, you probably need the Action rather than the Pocket. We've got the Action in linear thing. What do they call that in this?
Just normal, it says.
Standard. In the standard, what is it? Field of view? Yeah. In the standard field of view, yeah.
Probably.
There is there's a little thing what you can put on this. So, I mean, to be honest with you, for a lot of gigs now, for me to be in this frame like I am, I'm too far away from this camera for what I'd want. You know, I'd want it on my mic stand right in front of me. But I guess the answer to that may be if I put it down on the floor. Let's try that. Let's put it down on the floor and see what that looks like. Yeah, I don't know what it looks like yet. You know better than me because you're watching it. Yeah, I'll have a look back when I get home and see how it looks. That looks cool. There's a little there's this little adapter as well. This little magnetic thing, which I think it's 20mm without it, and then it takes it out to 15. so that makes it a bit wider. Yeah, maybe that's a bit more like it actually. I suppose if you wore your guitar a bit higher. I mean, it's tracking me really well. I could just do with, maybe there's a way. Is there a way of saying? Oh yeah, there is. So I can lower where it is. Okay. I can't do it while I'm stood in the frame though, that's the thing.
I need to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't mind, Daz, just press that down joystick. I mean, it's probably something what you could do off the phone, isn't it? If you press the down joystick, does it change it? No, so I can't. You see, I can put myself lower.
That's as low as it'll go.
What I could do for filming myself playing is my head to be quite far at the top. Yeah. And then I guess the other thing to try is we could try tracking the guitar.
Yeah, I'll do it.
So, thanks, Daz. So just double tap. Okay.
Still put your face up. Try it again.
Ah, now I've got it in selfie mode, but
Now it's picked up the radiator behind me or the cymbal. And let me try again.
thing is though, if you was doing this on a gig, you're not going to be able to do that, are you? Because you need it to follow you all the time, don't you? Do you know what I mean? If you started like tapping on the screen or whatever, I'd get sacked.
Yeah. Well, once you set it up once.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like, you see people messing around with the phones all the time on gigs, don't you? Like doing their IEM mixes and stuff. A lot of the bands I play with, they don't really like you doing that either. Right, if I come back with my face now, it should pick up my face. Right. So I guess, yeah, it's just, you'd have to have it a metre away. So I guess for your average pub gig or whatever, you're not going to be able to do that because it's going to be in the audience, isn't it, really? That wouldn't be any good.
At least 6 feet away, don't you, I reckon?
Yeah, so if you were doing like a bigger thing, if you were on like a festival stage or anything like that, it'd be fine. You'd be able to have it. I mean, it is, what would you say? Is that about a metre?
No, it's more, I'd say it's about 1.5 meters.
About 1.5 meters, okay, for us to be in the frame properly. And the other thing, and other reviews have said this about it, that the further away you go, the more space there is above my head. And I've noticed that in all the reviews that I saw before I bought it, when it's stationary, that's another consideration. Perhaps that's something that they'll fix in a firmware thing. It'd be nice to be able to frame it, almost like, so that now it's like cutting my head off a little bit, and then when I come out, it's framed how I want it. The thing that's really annoying with it actually is this case that it comes with, and this is on every review you ever see, but I'm going to say it anyway. It doesn't go in the bag that it comes with, this bag. It doesn't fit in this bag properly. Like the Pocket 3 in this doesn't go in this bag properly. You'd have to ram it in to get it in. That's a shame really, because it's cool having it in this little case. Like when I took it out the other day just to the pub when we were just like, just messing around with it really, when we went for lunch with my mate. And it was good carrying it in this little bag, in this little case. But, it's nice to put it in the case overall, but then you're sort of like, in my bag there, and I've got this lying around in my bag, and then the Pocket 3's in here. It's a bit daft, really. And these are all the accessories what it comes with as well. So you've got the bag, some little tripod thing, battery grip, another grip, because presumably because they couldn't get your tripod mount on the bottom of it, so they knew everyone would kick off about that, so they've given you a smaller tripod mount thing. Yeah, and then it comes with a USB-C cable, which I tried with my Samsung Drive, and it was very slow with the Samsung drive, so it's not a particularly good USB-C cable, but I think it's rated for the fast charging, but it certainly didn't do fast data. It was painful. Yeah, and then this cool little bag, nice little bag. All the DJI stuff always comes with a little bag, like, you know, that's the drone there. The drone's in a nice little bag that comes with. Daz is here. Hi, Daz.
Hi.
On the Action 4 there. Ooh, great little camera as well, isn't it? So yeah, it's a little bit annoying that it doesn't go in that. For me, what's been great with the Pocket is I've just been able to pick it up, plonk it down, it's already on my face, it's already focused on me, I can say what I need to say. If I need to flip it around to show people on the videos what I'm doing, I can do that. So I think as a vlogging camera, it's absolutely perfect. I think for a live performer, I'm not sure it's robust enough. I'm not sure that, you know, gigs tend to be quite raucous events in places. I think if this got knocked over, got knocked off your mic stand, something like that, it's going to break. Something like an action camera or just your phone's probably fine for that. I think you'd agree. It's pretty cool. You get that notice a lot. Gimbal endpoints reached. That just means it's come to the end of how far it can go. So it can go further this way than it can the other. So if you're trying to get it to follow you, then you're probably better off starting with it on a side there if you want it to follow you around this way and that way, if that makes sense. There's some other cool little features of it, which is at the moment I've got it set so that when it goes round that way, so you triple tap it and it goes round and you can, you know, focus it on whatever you want that's there, and then you triple tap again and it comes back round and it should, yeah, straight away it tries to find my face and it locks on to my face. So there you go. Hopefully you can see that there. Yeah, does that make sense? So it's quite a cool little feature of it, really, that you know, you don't have to think about the framing up on it, because, you know, I can triple tap and it's round, it's on whatever's in front of me, and then I triple tap again and it's back, it's facing my face, and it's picked me up straight away. So that's a pretty cool feature of it. I hope that's clear enough. It certainly isn't as easy to get my EOS R to focus on things, as you're probably seeing in this footage. The EOS R's got pretty good focus, really, but apparently the newer one is better. But, you know, it's like another £3 or whatever, whereas this is like 400 quid, you know, 450 I think it is, something like that. Normally when you flip it off, it goes into it switches the camera off, but I guess because I'm in the webcam mode, it's not doing that. You can set it so that when it goes this way, that it goes into filming it vertical video for all the kids, you know, for their Instagram stories and stuff. I've actually used it like that myself. Yeah, shamefully enough. If it loses the active track thing, you can always triple tap on it and then it gains it again, and you can do that on something else. So as I pan around, it's going to keep the console in the frame. So I'll show you the actual footage from the Pocket 3. So keep that section of the console in the frame as I pan round. Pretty awesome, really. You can see that gimbal's actually following it round. The gimbal tracks round as you do it, yeah.